you've got to move with pace. You have to move with pace, because the second you get an idea, you have this sudden hit of dopamine where everything seems so exciting and everything just seems so realistic and vivid, and no matter what, your way of thinking about this new idea that you have kind of seems that it's completely possible, and there is nothing that can be in your way that could potentially destroy it. And literally just give it a few seconds and the doubts start to hit your mind, and the doubts start outweighing your solutions. You have to outrun those doubts. You have to be faster than the doubts that are going to come in, because that's just the process of your thoughts. First is the completely irrational and just full on extreme positivity about your goals, and well, not goals, about this new idea that you have, where you become so excited that you kind of knock out any possibility of anything going wrong. And if those thoughts come into your mind, they seem very unrealistic and unlikely to happen, and everything seems as though it's going to work out. That's when you want to hit it with reality and take action, because eventually, not long after, you are going to get hit with doubts where you will think that this idea is actually horrendous and you've got no idea how you thought that this was going to happen. Outrun those doubts and go in and try. Even if it doesn't look good, even if it's not as good as you imagined, even if the process isn't exactly how you imagined the process to be like, if you outpace the doubts, you are going to be moving with, you're just going to be moving, which is ultimately where most people completely and utterly mess up. They don't move. You move. They don't move. And it's better to go in and move than if you were to just stay there and contemplate on whether this is a good idea or not, because it's not going to let you sleep if this is something you're going to be doing. So please, move with pace. Even if it's not as good as you thought, or even if it's just not how you pictured it in your head, just make it exist. And I always love to bring up the idea of the Samsung Z Fold. Have a look at how the first Z Fold ever looked like. It was a chunky little brick where it's actually embarrassing that they were even selling it. Genuinely, it was like a little chunky brick where it was thicker than this phone. It was like two of these phones stacked together, and it was like this thin. It was like this thin of a screen, and there was also a massive border around it. And when you opened it would like flip and all of it. Just have a look at how it looks like. The first the Z Fold. Have a look at how it looks like. This is exactly the type of way that you should be moving. Because even though it looks completely and utterly disgusting, people still bought it. And every year they made it better. That's what you are to do. You make your ideas better, but first you have to make them actually exist. But you've got to outrun the doubts, because once those doubts start hitting your mind, no matter how much you force yourself to believe something looks good, you're going to think to yourself, this is horrible, no one's going to understand it, no one's going to see it. Stop limiting your beliefs. And that's all that I've got to say today.